Khai mà. Đưa nó lại đi đi. Khai nào lại đi. Thôi rồi. Đây cũng phải là bên nổi nữa mà. Đây, vào đây đi. Vào đây.
It's a little late to pay a call.
You're a pretty smart guy, Farrell. I'd like to know just how far you've stuck your nose into our business.
Your business, huh? That's a good one. Where I come from, we call it blackmail, violence, extortion, kidnapping, to mention only a few of your business practices.
It's time for you to start saying your prayers, brother, because I'm getting sore at you.
Oh, yeah? I was just deciding whether I'd turn you in or put an end to your business practices all by myself.
Isn't it too bad you're not going to have time to decide?
Drop that knife. Drop it. The game's up.
Yeah.
Oh!
Do you know where I can buy some flowers?
I wouldn't advise it. They're expensive this time of the year.
How much?
Oh, 10 times as much.
you. I've never seen you before.
Don't ask any questions. I've come from Shanghai to speak to your chief, not to you. Just bring me to him.
He's waiting for you. Let's go.
Why are we taking so many precautions?
It is only normal in our activity. I believe you have asked to speak to me. Speak up.
About the Larson business. I didn't know. You've been hiring Japs.
I don't employ Japanese. Now, about Larson. That miserable affair is a closed issue.
Unfortunately for us, Larson got away. He was found by a band of Japanese who were pretty smart. I bet he's somewhere in Hong Kong now.
What you are insinuating is stupid. I was the one who consigned him to you in Shanghai. Be so kind as to explain why I would bring him back.
So the pay for your services would be doubled.
You Chinese are suspicious by nature. My business is honest, and always will be.
Whether or not you're acting, let me give you a little advice. You find that man at once, or you'll regret it. We don't forgive mistakes. Now let me out.
Just a minute. Don't you have anything to go on?
Those Japanese were all judo experts. One of them had no left hand. He seemed to be the leader.
It appears you were tempestuous in eliminating Farrell. I'm sure he could have shown us where Larson is hiding.
All I could do was to button his mouth for good. He'd uncovered everything. And one of these days would have found the whole American Secret Service piled all over us.
We've got to find this one-handed Japanese. Because of the judo crew, we must cover all the gymnasiums in Hong Kong and install microphones in all of them. You may proceed.
And those are the latest developments in Hong Kong that directly concern the Larson case. Just one thing more. I'm sorry to inform you that Agent Z51, that is John Farrell, to whom this mission was entrusted, was found dead in his hotel room with a .22 caliber bullet in his body.
Poor Farrell. A man of great courage.
Now, his murder is important. To be brief, we have Professor Larson, who was kidnapped while on vacation in Hong Kong and carried to some secret place in Red China. A nuclear scientist of his standing would be quite a prize for the communists. Then we assigned Farrell to investigate the disappearance, and he's killed. I guess he uncovered something important.
Any report prior to his death to assist us?
Nope. Nothing. But supposing he's got on to something big, then we must assign the best man in the whole agency to follow it up, and immediately. It's a desperate mission, but we must try it, even if we have to sacrifice another man.
Agent G55. Robert O'Connor. The best man we've got. How about it?
O'Connor, eh? Where is he now?
In Barcelona.
On a mission?
No, on a tour, I believe.
Barcelona by night, eh?
What I've just seen convinces me that it's a good idea to show up for a date a little early.
But it isn't fair. I'm not even ready yet.
That's where you're wrong.
You're always in such a hurry.
Someone has to break the ice at a party.
By the way, how did you manage to get in?
I managed. There are no barriers to true love.
Oh. Hello? What? I don't understand. Who? Oh, sure, just a minute. It's for you.
Hello? Your skin is like satin. Oh, there must be someone on the line. This is Robert O'Connor. Okay. I'll be back in the hotel in 5 minutes. Bye.
Do you have to go so soon?
I'm sorry, sweetheart. When the boss commands, I must obey. I'll bet he's turning green with envy.
Attention. We are approaching the international airport at Hong Kong. Passengers are please requested to fasten their safety belts.
Your cigarettes, sir. And the safety belt.
Let's say there.
Mr. Manning?
Yes?
Someone wishes to see you. Would you follow me, please?
I'll be glad to.
This is Mr. Manning.
A simple formality, sir.
Quite all right.
Mr. Manning. This way, please.
Very well.
Come in. Won't you sit down? I'm sorry to have disturbed you, but it'll only be a minute.
Do you want me to show you my passport?
No. There'll be no need. Your documents, Mr. Manning, are in perfect order.
I'm sure there are, so there isn't anything to worry about. I have no political interest.
Oh, Mr. Manning. Are you leaving your bag here?
Oh, I didn't notice it. Thank you, but you shouldn't have bothered.
Oh, a souvenir.
You're an acute observer.
More so than you imagined. Ah. We receive many anonymous telephone calls that have no importance. But in some cases, it's worth the trouble to check on them. Under the circumstances, I'm obliged to detain you. And I advise you not to offer any resistance.
Who? A peace-loving man like myself?
Stop that man!
sir.
Good evening.
Well, sir, what can I do for you, sir?
I would like a comfortable room with a bath. Number 107. It's free. 107's always been my lucky number. I'm very superstitious.
It wasn't a lucky number for his recent client. Mr. Farrer had a rather ugly accident.
Oh, you don't say.
带这位先生上楼去。Enjoy your stay with us, Mr. Manning.
Thank you. Oh, please send a bottle of scotch up to my room.
Yes, sir.
Good night, sir.
Night.
Come from?
I just slid down the drain pipe.
Oh, an acrobat, huh? Well, what's your specialty? Burglary? Kidnapping?
Right now, I'd settle for an act of violence. But don't worry, I only opened your door by mistake.
Just think of it. What a foolish mistake.
Yes, wasn't it? I'm not so sure it was anymore.
You lose your way often.
Oh, it's better now. But when I was a child, my mother had to tie little bells on me.
One of the Trapp family, or have you a name of your own?
Where was I? My name's Manning. Robert Manning.
I'm Sally. Well, Mr. Manning, we're sure to meet again. Perhaps you can find your own room now. I must change my robe.
Oh, you shouldn't have told me that. That's just asking for trouble. You found me. Well, am I under arrest?
Why don't we take one step at a time? First of all, why did you bother?
Listen, if you're running a quiz show, don't count on the Nielsen rating.
Why, it's obvious that every one of those stones is false. You had nothing to be afraid of, but still you staged that scene of flight across the city.
You want some scotch?
No, thank you.
Don't you see? Somebody is obviously playing a stupid joke on me. When I bought that statue, I didn't know there was anything in it. And then I ran out because I was beginning to get panicky. Are you going to arrest me?
On what charges? Resisting a government official? That's not enough. I'll wait a little while and get you on a bigger rap. Sooner or later, that's bound to happen. I don't know what your game is, but it sounds like a diversion.
Sounds to me like a case of mistaken identity.
I don't think so. Anyway, I'll have to ask you to turn over your passport.
Oh, what's that for?
To make sure you don't skip town while we're waiting clearance on you from the FBI in Washington.
Oh. Won't Mother be pleased when she hears I've become such an important person? Suddenly I have a big lump in my throat.
Modesty does not become you, Mr. Manning. Good night.
Oh, wait a minute. In case I want to get in touch, where will you be?
At headquarters. Lieutenant Morris, Investigation Squad.
Very good. By the way, how can I get a hold of my suitcase?
It's already here in the hotel.
Oh, thank you, Lieutenant. Come on in and sit down. You catch your death of cold out there. I didn't realize that we had communicating balconies.
Let go. You're hurting me.
Oh, no, not that. I'd never forgive myself. Would you like some scotch? I'm sorry, that's all there is.
What do you want from me?
What a coincidence. I was just about to ask you the same question. I don't know why, but lately it seems that a lot of people have begun to take a special interest in me.
If you must know, I admit that you aroused my curiosity. The way you burst into my room. Then the police coming to visit you.
Shouldn't you be afraid of me? Perhaps I'm a dangerous criminal.
I don't think so. And I'm sure that you'll let me go now, won't you?
Why, of course. But you must promise me not to make any dates for tomorrow night.
If that's an invitation, it's accepted.
One more thing. You can go now.
Well, I'm going to complain.
Good morning, Mr. Manning.
Good morning.
Mr. Manning. A police officer came here last night. He hoped to find you in.
Oh, yes, I saw him. An old school chum of mine.
Ah, good. That explains why he absolutely insisted his visit be unannounced.
Just cause for suspicion?
There's an old Chinese proverb that says, errors exist until corrected.
I'll be damned. See if you can help me correct a probable error of my own. You know that girl who's in the room next to mine? How long's she been here?
Every man has two hands, Mr. Manning. One for giving and one for receiving.
Another Chinese proverb, huh?
No, this is a proverb of my own.
Well?
It may interest you to know she's been living here since before the accident to Mr. Farrell.
Thank you. you.
No. Don't shoot. He was only defending me.
That's why I'm just about to burst into tears, baby. What's your name?
Su Ling.
Sweet Sue Ling. Do you know what this is? My public relations counselor always advises me to keep it handy. So I couldn't even be accused of disturbing the peace, you see, by transforming that bull into a bullseye.
Oh, no.
Okay. If we're supposed to be impressed, I'll explain.
What do you know? It speaks. I'm all ears, Fu Manchu. For instance, who ordered you to bug me?
My name is Chang. We work for ourselves. If anyone's in trouble, he comes to us for protection, for a simple fee. You'd be surprised how many people do.
What made you think I'd be interested?
We get to know a lot of things.
We're both reliable and trustworthy. So if you're looking for a safe hideout...
What gives you the impression I could pay for it? Cut the baloney. I'm going to go easy on you this time. But in the future, stay out of my hair. I don't need your protection.
Yes, madam?
I'll have a martini.
Two. 2 martinis.
Will you excuse me, Robert?
Sure.
Funny. That's the best story I've heard in months.
Oh, it's true.
Thanks. Since you only invited me out in gratitude for the little favor I did for you last night, what should we talk about? Integration?
I'll bet your autobiography would be interesting. We'll just skip over the chapter about the convent education, shall we?
You're just like all the other tourists. You only want to hear spicy stories.
Stop it. You know that I'm no tourist. The only difference between you and me is that so far I haven't peeped through your keyhole. However, any reference to us, which involves the terms of lady and gentleman, must be considered just a polite form of address.
What does your activity earn you?
In good times, a few weeks in Mexico, with a couple of numbers like you. When times are bad, I retire to a little place that's run by the state.
I've heard of a job that's very easy, and well paid, too.
Yeah, sure. Complete with funeral at company expense.
That kind of money is worth the risk. Perhaps I could help you to meet some important people.
Well, there is a recent slow-up in receiving my usual remittances. What's behind this burst of interest? Your percentage for the recruiting services?
It's just that I'm certain that you've got lots of talent.
You're so kind. But what's that old saying? Always be sure there isn't any worm before you bite the apple.
Let's change the subject. I'm out to have a good time.
And so you shall. Oh, excuse me, I almost forgot to make an important telephone call. Now, don't run away.
you up to? We'll just have a quiet little talk. So you're going to be stubborn, huh? Well, perhaps I can find some way of convincing you. You'd better start talking if you don't want to have all your bones broken. Who sent you? You'll talk or you'll pay for it. No. You get the message? You're going to talk, I said. Are you ready?
Kill me.
You want me to begin all over again? And I won't stop until you start talking.
No, I'm going to. I'll talk.
Well, speak out then, or I'll begin all over again.
Is that you, Robert?
Yes. It's not such a good idea to leave your door unlocked. This exciting city, don't you realize that?
A fine day you turned out to be. Just when everything's getting underway, you take a run out powder. Want a drink?
Yeah, my throat's dry. What's under that negligee? No, don't bother telling me. Let me guess.
You just don't have any manners at all. Why did you leave me there all alone?
Well, you see, while you were keeping me busy somewhere else, the boy started playing treasure hunt in my room. So I had to come back and send him to bed.
You're delirious. How often does that happen?
Say, you're really hip. I'd like to know what they pay you.
You're so suspicious when I'm only trying to help you. Tomorrow, if you like, I'll introduce you to a very influential man.
If that's the case, then I'll have to be nice to you.
This is the end of the line.
Then I guess we'd better get off.
I'll get you a drink.
Ah, well, so we get to meet face to face.
This wasn't my idea. It was Sally's.
Am I to gather you don't approve?
I'm always cautious with strangers.
If it's any comfort to you, the feeling is mutual.
The Baron won't stand for any quarreling, so don't forget it.
I feel like I'm in a museum.
Am I to consider that a compliment? You are right, Mr. Manning. A museum in which I take a particular pride. Not common chinoiserie, but rarities. Frankly, I admit that my passion for collecting has become more or less incurable. However, I am sure that you will appreciate my collection and the taste I've shown in selecting it. I understand that you have been known to indulge in objets d'art on occasion.
I have an idea that's not why you asked me to come here.
Most astute of you, Mr. Manning. Our dear friend Sally was very impressed by your many talents, so I decided to look you over. Ah, Tanya, this is Mr. Manning, whom you've heard about.
Well, offhand, I'd say I've seen worse than that.
So glad I've passed the examination. Any other judges to be heard from?
Pay no attention, my dear. We can rise above his bad manners if we're obliged to.
We'll have to wait and see.
Well, now that I've met the whole family, do you suppose we can get down to business?
Would you like a chocolate, Mr.
Why don't we
Manning?
just cut out all this jazz?
My long years of acquaintance with the Chinese have developed in me a quality that's very important. Patience, Mr. Manning. Now, here's an animal that's very affectionate despite its rude exterior. A true example of how appearances can deceive you. Now then, do you agree to work for me?
What's the deal? Contraband?
No, you don't need to worry. You'll find your duties tailored to your ability. Here, this is an advance. And every month, Blade will give you a check to you.
For the moment, I can't really complain.
I'm sure you'll never regret it.
I hope I won't, Sally. And you? What do you think?
We'll find out before the week's over.
Well, that's that. Now, if you have any instructions to give me, I must be getting back into town.
For now, just remain available to us, and come here to report 3 times a week. You may go. Blade, you will take him back to town.
I won't be needing a tourist guide.
You may as well begin now to develop the habit of obeying the orders you're given. Aren't we taking a big risk?
I don't think so. I've known all along that Manning is really Robert O'Connor of the American Secret Service. I'll see to it that he's the one who leads me to Larson.
there?
Su Ling. May I?
Sure. Do you think it's wise to come and see me in the hotel?
I was sent here by chance. He wants to see you. I think it's something important.
Listen, little lotus flower. I have an idea you're playing with a doll that's loaded with dynamite.
Please?
Oh, no. You don't understand, do you? Well, you're either an innocent little chick or a very clever one.
What kind of chicken are you, Mr. Manning?
Huh? What Chang want?
I think he wants to make you an offer. He said I was to take you to him.
Well, let's hope he comes to the point this time.
Mm-hmm.
You better beat it down to the lobby like a good girl while I get dressed, unless you want to help me. What's in your mind?
We have to take a walk together. Trust me and don't ask questions.
Stay where you are. If I have one big defect, it's my suspicious character.
You aren't fair. I'm offering you a position.
So I see. And I who believed she was such an innocent little girl. So now I've met Mata Hari. You needn't bother with all this Oriental ceremony. Let's hear the pitch. I'm ready to go. And why all the masquerade?
Before you make any comments or ask any questions, you had better give some thought to your situation. Robert Manning, born 1937, Fresno, California. 1953, sentenced to 2 years and 3 months in state reformatory for armed burglary. 1958, 1 year in penitentiary for common theft. 1959, a 2-year sentence for extortion and continued delinquency. 1963, charge of homicide and contraband of military weapons, dismissed because of insufficient evidence.
I know all the rest. Interested in buying the rights for Hollywood or for TV?
Latest entry, smuggling of stolen diamonds. Wanted by the FBI and the Interpol.
All true. But from what I hear about you guys, you're giving me some stiff competition.
You are in no position to be so light-hearted, Mr. Manning. Do you value your freedom?
I wonder if you mind if I smoke.
Give him a cigarette.
And now let's have the offer, shall we? Surely I wasn't invited here for a brief review of my scholastic history.
You're nothing but a petty thief. But you're not stupid. And so you're going to do a job for us, unless you want us to turn you over to the police. There's a man hiding out in Hong Kong who interests us. Find him immediately and turn him over to us. His name is Larson.
But why choose me? With so many hoods in Hong Kong, you might strike a bargain.
Unfortunately, the men who are hiding Larson will only communicate with an American.
What's it worth?
10,000 American dollars and your freedom.
You expect me to trust your men?
You're lucky that we trust you, Mr. Manning. I advise you not to ask any more questions.
I'm working for you. Let's see if I got it clear. I'm supposed to find a guy named Larson. He's being held by some Japanese judo experts. Refuse to have anything to do with anyone except an American.
Their leader has no left hand. It shouldn't be too difficult to find him. We couldn't do it without arousing their suspicions.
But how can I pass myself off as an American agent? They must have some way of recognizing each other, some password.
It's not as complicated as you imagine. If you handle it right, you'll convince them.
Yeah, thanks. Now where are we heading?
To your hotel, where I will keep you company.
Let's get something basic established. I'm aware that if I try to escape, you'll eliminate me. Or pack my hotel with police dogs. I have no illusion on that score. I'm only interested in that 10 grand. So we'll just limit the escort duty to when we're operating. Thanks.
We'll start with this.
Excuse me. Good morning. I'd like to ask some information.
At your service.
I'm representing a friend of mine who's had an accident and is immobilized. An American. He was supposed to contact a person whose whereabouts would be known to you. I'm his substitute.
Sorry, I don't understand. I know many people. What is his name?
Does Farrell mean anything to you?
I think he has a wrong address.
Well, it's not important. Thanks anyway. received your message. You're late.
I took the long way around, so they wouldn't suspect that I was going to see you.
What's so urgent?
Nothing. You don't mind if we spend some time by ourselves, do you?
Of course not. It's worth waking up dead just to have that pleasure. Come on, let's get out of here. One of those pretty boys of yours might be just a few yards behind you. The best place for us to be is in my car. I've had my suspicions all along.
What suspicions?
That you're just a foolish little girl. That you've run away from home. Do your parents know that you're mixed up in this shady business?
My parents are dead.
Oh, excuse me.
It's all right. I don't even remember them. I was only 3 when they died.
Come on.
I learned how miserable life in the slums of a big city can be. I saw such suffering among good, honest people.
Until you were convinced that you could help your people in their struggle towards a better future.
How did you know?
It's an old story.
Then later, when they took me to the other side, the parades, the discipline, their organization, all made a strong impression on me at first, until I began to find out what real misery is like.
Listen, let's pretend I didn't hear a word. We'll just drop the subject. I don't understand these problems, and they don't interest me. Hey, wait a minute.
I'm sorry I never told you anything. You're only interested in money, aren't you? For a moment I thought...
Thought what? That I was your angel of deliverance? I'm the ex-con who will agree to do anybody's dirty work for a couple of bucks, remember? I sure have a fine job on my hands now.
Robert, I know there is something different about you, even though you tried to keep it hidden.
Play it smart, Suling. Clear out of this dangerous mess. Aren't you afraid of being killed?
Right now, I think that I'm more afraid of living.
What do you know? I thought I had enough troubles. Ah, no. I'm pretty. You're beginning to be a real barrel.
Looking for me?
I hope it's you. I think we must have a friend in common. An American like myself who was supposed to do a job. A pretty delicate one. I've been sent as a substitute. But first I'll need your help.
It's all so vague. I don't see how I can be of any help to you.
If you'll just listen, I'll explain in detail. Whether or not you're the man I'm looking for, I haven't much time to spare at the moment. Think carefully before replying. I've a feeling you helped Farrell to liberate a certain person who was held prisoner by the Chinese.
I do not understand what you are saying. Will you say it again? First, would you have the courtesy to introduce yourself to me? 今日はそれまで。ではまた明日。
My name doesn't matter, but you have been expecting me. Or someone else, so you could carry to a conclusion the assignment you started. Sooner or later, you must believe someone.
If you'll excuse me.
No, suppose that I can convince you. My friend had picked up a judo hold, which I made him teach me. Maybe he learned it from you. Hit me. Go on, hit me.
But I have the advantage.
Don't let it worry you.
Although very few of us know that hold, another instructor may have taught you. Good day.
When the last leaf has silently slipped away, and the wound on the season-weary branch the sole remaining witness be,
then this story's end will be the history of a friend from the land of the rising sun. These humble verses of mine were only known by Farrell. We can talk in my office.
It's 15 minutes now.
Do you think he skipped out?
Ah, this time he's found something.
It's about time.
Right here, there is an abandoned building site. You get to it by using this side street. The watchman is one of us. In his shack you'll find Larson.
How long's he been there?
He's been there ever since we liberated him. It was that same day that Farrell was killed. And so, we had to stop right there. Because we were to turn the professor over to no one else but Farrell, and only according to his later instructions.
Well, fortunately for us, he left that poem on the tape recorder.
Give me until midnight to get everything ready.
Okay. I'll go out to that building lot through the street you showed me and pick up Larson. Then what?
Here you will find a motorboat that will take you and the professor to a ship. The Dolphin, which is at anchor right here. The captain will drop you off at Manila.
I couldn't ask for anything better. I don't know how I would have managed without you. Thank you.
Good luck to you. If you ever come back to Hong Kong, I'll teach you some more of my judo holds.
Nothing.
You were in there a half hour.
I'm beginning to get fed up with the whole story. Maybe your information's wrong.
In my job, there's no pity for anyone who double-crosses.
Muffle that foghorn. Do you think I'm enjoying myself? That Japanese made me wait a half an hour more, and for nothing. Ooh, you Orientals and your ceremonial bowing. Waste of time.
Go.
What do you want? So you're the one who's spying on us.
You'll never tell anyone about it. This is Baker. Come in, Alpha.
Who is it? A friend from the land of the rising sun.
O'Connor?
So you're Professor Larson. It took us a long time to get together.
Counterintelligence?
Yes, but I'm afraid we have no time to exchange visiting cards. We must speed up the program and get out of here. I've a feeling I may have been followed.
I've got a car.
We'll have to make it snappy. All right.
Go on, Professor.
Better go back inside, Professor. Go with him and fire a shot every now and then.
Go on.
We can go now, Professor. The way's clear for the moment. Got another clip?
Here.
Let's go now.
My orders were to leave you here. The motorboat's 100 yards from that corner. Good luck.
Goodbye, and thanks.
Bye. Goodbye.
Operation Larson.
We were expecting you.
across us. You should have listened to me. Now it's too late. Stop. You stay here. Watch over Professor Larson while I just take this spy for a little walk.
No more violence. Already too many have been killed.
Be calm, Professor. We're saving you. Come on. Move.
Listen, what's this story about being a spy? It might work as an excuse not to give me my pay, but you don't have to kill me. If you have Larson, it's thanks to me.
You got it all wrong. I know you work for an American agency. You may have thought that I'm just stupid, but now you'll pay for it.
Listen to me. Perhaps I have something interesting to tell your boss.
Don't try to be clever. And keep your hands up. No, don't shoot. I want to kill him with my bare hands. I want to break every bone in his body.
Come on, get moving.
Quite a weapon you got there. There's no denying it.
Yeah, it's been known to kill two birds with one stone. You ought to be grateful to me.
Yeah. I can't understand what got into you.
It's simply because that man was armed and you weren't. And of course, he was too busy at that moment to look behind his back. Take Larson away.
Come with me.
Where are you taking him? What have you got in mind?
You needn't worry. From now on, he's under our protection.
You can rest easy as far as he is concerned. He will receive the very best of care.
Oh, now I recognize you. The Little Sisters of Charity.
You are such an amusing man, Mr. O'Connor, that I would gladly engage you as my court jester. But you have become a peril to my organization. And that will cost you your life.
That makes the first threat on my life from a filthy sewer rat.
Tie him. There's just one satisfaction, in which I will indulge before I have you killed. And you'll be eliminated in such a way that no trace of you will ever be found. But before that, we must wipe the sarcasm off your face. I turn him over to you. That's enough. Evidently, that spirited tongue of yours has cooled down. Want me to warm it up again? Take him to the end of the wharf. Coming, Tanya? Do you see, Tanya? This machinery is used for breaking up underwater rock formations. A plunger weighing 20 tons drops to the bottom of the sea through this tube made of iron. First, you'll be placed in the tube and then crushed on the rocks.
What a shame. He might have been useful for certain things.
You won this round, but you haven't won the match yet. Even if I'm not around the day they make you pay, I'll be enjoying the show.
Depending upon whether they make any sense out of all those little pieces of you scattered down there. I'm afraid you will have to excuse me. I have an appointment with my art restorer. A collection is such a responsibility. Don't forget, men. Make a clean job of it.
We'll take care of it. Get moving.
Start up the motor, then wait for my signal. When I fire a shot, let the plunger drop.
about to kill you. And I don't remember anything else.
Lord, we'd better get out of here. Right away. We've had enough surprises for one night. Let's not wait around for any more.
I brought the car for you.
You're the girl. Come on. Listen, Su-Ling. Other than the men who were killed with Chang, do you know anyone else who's part of the same mob?
Yes, another one, who Chang and I used to report to every day.
Would he know that you've left them?
Oh, no, not yet.
Now pay attention to me. You must get in touch with him at once. Later on, when I give the signal, he and his men must be prepared to act. In the meantime, I'll discover where Baron is. That'll be the lead to Larson. As soon as you've made the contact, come back here to my hotel and wait downstairs in the lobby for me to call you. Got it?
Yes, Robert. Listen, promise me you'll take me with you when you go.
Believe me, baby, it isn't possible. But I do promise that I'll come back and see you soon. In the meantime, I'll send you to my friend Kanaki, because he'll protect you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Now, you be careful. Nothing must ever happen to you. Going away without even saying goodbye?
I'm just changing hotels. I'm fed up with this one.
My. And I would have bet that you're clearing out because there's no need to spy on me anymore.
How can you say that? You don't know how worried about you I've been.
I find that so touching I could almost cry.
What happened to you?
I'd gladly fool around with you for a while, but you're not that important. However, you're going to tell me something instead. First, you and that pretty little gang you hang around with kidnapped Larson and sold him for a good price to the Chinese. The American agent Farrell was able to get him out and was eliminated for his pains because he discovered everything. Sweet little toy, isn't it, that double-duty knife that Blade has? Farrell was armed, but he didn't even have the time to put his finger on the trigger. Now you have Larson back, ready to sell him to the highest bidder. Because, you see, I was used to turn him over to you. And that's what burns me up, baby.
That doesn't mean I knew anything about it. Don't you believe me? I'm able to prove it.
Where have they taken Larson?
I don't know. Oh.
Where have they taken Larson?
Stop it. Let me go.
Where is he?
They've taken him to the Baron.
He'd better be there, because if you're lying, I'll come back and we'll go on from here, sweetheart.
Manning's just been to the hotel. He knows everything. He even hit me to make me tell him where Larson is. I pretended to weaken and told him he's at the Baron's.
I already know. The Baron just told me you'd tipped him off. But Manning still hasn't shown up down there. So the Baron is going to come over here, leaving just a few men at the house. You're to wait for him here.
You've been a big help to me, Sally. All by myself, I wouldn't have found the way.
How come you're so sure you'll ever get to use that pistol?
Because now I've found my target. Get his gun. Come on, Sally. I'm taking over his arsenal.
Go ahead.
And now tell me where Larson is, before I begin to be nervous.
No! No!
You are fed into your own trap.
Would you see if there's a girl named Su Ling in the lobby? I'd like to speak to her. Is that you, Su Ling? Were you able to contact that man? Yes? Are they prepared? Good, baby. Now, tell them to go at once to the east end of the port. There's a fireworks company there. Fu Chao Fireworks. Think they can be there in 10 minutes? Okay. Goodbye. Tell me where you've hidden Professor Larson, and be quick about it. Professor Larson.
You've come, O'Connor. I knew I'd see you again. You're not a man who gives up easily. Thank you.
Is that another way out?
Yes, it's an exit through the water, but it's barred. Why can't you use the trap door?
They'll all be here any minute now. We'd run right into their welcoming arms. Come on. Fireworks, gunpowder. What do you think, Professor? Is there enough here to blow this place sky high?
Offhand, I'd say there's twice as much as is needed.
Wait.
There's no sign of Blade. Something must have happened. He knew we were coming. Go look for him. The rest of you, bring the professor up here. Get going. Don't move from there.
喂，呢度好似冇人嘅。唔係啊，我睇到有人㗎。直升機喺呢度有人嘅。啊？喺呢度咧？
Surprise us, those damned idiots. To let O'Connor get away from them. But I'm not dead yet. I'll take care of him myself. What?
celebration. And all in your honor, Professor Larsen. Now we must hurry. We've got to get out there to that ship that's waiting for us.
Yes. I envy men like you sometimes. The risks in my profession are usually encountered in the unpredictable actions of those little things known as atoms.
Excuse me, but I don't know very much about your famous atoms. All I know is that they've been giving us quite a headache lately. Oh, no. I thought my troubles were over. Didn't I tell you you couldn't come with me?
An old Chinese proverb says, you must never believe in the resignation of a girl who's in love. Oh, your tea.
All right. But let's make one thing clear. As soon as we get to Manila, you're going right back on this very boat.
It is my pleasure to obey my lord's command.
Sure. But no more of your little tricks,
Remember, you must never believe in the resignation of a girl who is in love.